Hey everybody, Simon Scher here, and I'm endeavoring to make my own version of the Wave Master, or a punching bag that stands alone. So what I've done here is I have a medium-sized tire and a small tire, and I went to I just got from a regular tire factory place that does tire changes. This is just an old worn-out tire, and this is a fence post. I went to a fencing store, and sometimes they cut the holes wrong, so I got this one real cheap. Went to the hardware store and I got a couple of metal dowels, and I have some bolts with washers, nuts, bolts, and washers that I'm going to use to connect the tires together and hold this in. I also have a big old spool of foam and a ton of duct tape that I'm going to use to construct this thing. So let's do it! So, if you look here, I took the screws and I put a washer like this, top of each one to keep the tires from coming apart. And I pushed it through after drilling a hole with a big old drill bit. Now I'm pushing it through. I'm going to line it up with the hole that I drilled through the second tire and push it through there as well. Once I find that spot, I'm going to use the screwdriver bit and to get it all the way through the rubber, because rubber is strong. Lined up, and all right. I'm gonna put the nuts on, right there, in between where the tires have their openings here. Not easy because I broke my rock. Sucks, I like that rock. Use a real hammer, not a rock. It's working. Let's wedge that under there. And under. Alright, almost the hole. It's going through, up. We're missing the hole, we're missing the hole. Angle, and a bit low. So, I got the pipes jammed between those. Now I need to tighten those poles up by screwing in the nuts tighter. And hopefully it'll cinch it in there tightly and we can get to wrapping. Okay, so what I did was I put the dowels through, and I put them through between the tires, and then they was still a little bit wobbly, so I took some washers and stuck them in here, and I'm gonna put a nut on the end right here, and then I took a couple of shafts of wood and stuck them through the fence posts and screwed them into the outside of the tire right here. And then I took some more boards and wedged them into the tire and screwed this to there to keep the post from wiggling too much inside. So there should be some give, so when you punch it, it doesn't crack right away. So some give, but enough so that the post itself doesn't wobble around. And then I wanted to give it a bit of extra weight, so I went and got a chain from an auto salvage shop for about 10 bucks. Sorry, 20 bucks. And I wrapped that around nice and tight. Now I'm duct taping it all together so it doesn't have that chain wiggling sound. And then we'll go on to the next step. whole thing in duct tape. Done with the my homemade Wavemaster punching bag. You saw me a few minutes ago wrapping it in the black duct tape after I put the foam around it. The black duct, when I started hitting it, the duct tape started to crack a little bit, so I put another layer of duct tape around that, and then another layer of that, and mostly it's holding pretty sturdy. But there's a couple places where it's a little bit weaker, so I need to put a couple more layers of duct tape on there. Overall, I used 4 rolls of duct tape, 2 black, 2 white, and half silver. And I don't know if you saw before, but the fence post at the bottom was a little bit longer than the tire, so I cut that down. And I had a spare broken helmet that one of my students left behind that had the Velcro ripped off and was cracked a little bit. So I stuck that on the bottom just in case someone put too much weight on it and went down and wanted to ruin the floor. So I put the headgear on here and just duct tape that on. And I'll bring you closer and show you what it looks like inside of here. I had a little bit more padding around the bottom and stuck some more duct tape around that so it went all the way flush with the tire. And I stuffed in some belts and some extra foam inside the tire just in case somebody stepped on it or their foot slipped inside here or something so that they don't hit the wood or any of the support struts. And I wrapped duct tape around the area between the 2 tires so that it would cover the dowels that I used to support the fence post. I also put some foam over those dowels so that if somebody did step on them, it wouldn't be too painful on their feet. So we got some safety there, we got the tires, we got the pad all put together, put some foam on the top, cover the top with duct tape, and now it's good to go. We got if you want it to be a little more sturdy, you can put some sandbags on the inside. I don't recommend making it any taller than this. The shorter it is, the lower the center of gravity is going to be, and the more difficult it is going to be to knock over. But overall, for about a $60 project, I'd say we have a successful Wavemaster style punching bag. My name is Scher. Thank you so much for watching my how to make your own freestanding punching bag tutorial. Please don't forget to share, comment, like, and subscribe, and check out the other videos on my YouTube channel.